Well, welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. I am live, and I don't really care if a lot of people join. I'm just here to open some product. It is my 5th year anniversary on YouTube and the Nationals this week, and I'm just trying to have some fun. So if you want to come in, that'd be awesome. But hey, look, I'm just here to share cards with you, and hopefully you guys like this. Now, this is my favorite set of all time. So yeah, I'm hoping that people come in and share it with me. But you can watch the video later. It's a little bit of a cheat for me because normally I would film this video and then edit it and share it. It's a little easier way to do it. Now, this is like the 4th or 5th box of this I've opened on my channel. If you look at my 90s videos, 90s box break videos, you should see quite a bit of this product being opened. Again, 4th or 5th box, so it's my favorite product of all time. So I want to show you some of the cards I have before I open the box. First up here is the Atomic Refractor, King Griffey Jr. in a PSA 9. There you go. Part of my King Griffey Jr. refractor collection. Next up, I have the Frank Thomas Atomic Refractor in a PSA 9 as well. You got a little glare going on. It's hard to not have glare. I'm sorry, guys. Next up is one of the better hits in the product, the Derek Jeter base auto in a mint 9. And again, there you go. That's the Jeter. These are called like the locker room or franchise. So this is the franchise auto. Now, and I also have the Derek Jeter base refractor. I don't have the Atomic Derek Jeter, one of the big cards I need for the set. So I'm trying to get, I'm not committed yet to doing the full Atomic Refractor set, but I would definitely love to see it. Hey, Dwayne, how are you doing, man? I am at the National. I am coming on Thursday. Be there about 2 p.m. I'll be there about, and then I'll be there to Sunday. In fact, I'm staying Sunday night. So if anyone's staying Sunday night, I am going to be there. If you want to do some trading, you want to just catch up, because the flights and everything were really booked and packed, and so it's easier for me to get out on Monday than it is to get out on Sunday. The last card is probably the best card in the set, the dual auto of Jeter and Mattingly. And I do think this is one of the only, maybe it's the only one that, has them on the same card, and they're on, it's an on-card auto. This is a mint 9. This is a really big pickup for me back in the day for the set, because I love this set. This set got me back into collecting. I went through a big period where I wasn't really collecting much, or any modern especially. And this came out in 99, and I was out of college. And I'm like, I opened a box. I really liked it, and I pulled some cool hits. And then I'm like, okay, I'm hooked again. And I got really back into collecting because of this set. You'll be there Thursday and Friday. Awesome. So we should have lots of chances to catch up. I'm going to be going to the vintage trade night on Saturday. My buddy Doug, Joe Wood Collector. And I'm going to have quite a few. I'm going to bring a lot of vintage cards to trade, but I am going to bring some of my 90s doubles that I've been collecting and accumulating over the last year and a half. I didn't really bring any 90s cards with me to the National. So here's the box. Just broke it. Again, this is a private rip, and meaning that, like, I've had some folks comment on my channel like, hey, like you open cards off camera. And this is for me. I mean, if I'm not here to like hype up a break or showcase somebody's hits. So start off when I open it, you need 90s, especially chrome, metal, finest. I kind of do the whole pack bendy thing to see if they crack. No cracking. So that's a good sign that the cards aren't going to stick. And because sticking of 90s cards is kind of a crappy thing. So first pack in. So I'm looking for the Mike Schmidt or the Mike Schmidt Scott Rowland dual auto. I don't have either one of those. And Any atomic refractors would be awesome. So it's going to be hard to show. So I'm going to kind of go through it and then kind of show you what I've got here. So again, as I break it, if I hit anything, I'll show it off. So the one thing I liked about this set was, you had like the best performers, cards. Then you had the rookies, and I was really into the rookies. So I put this full set together, basically out of packs in '99. So as I'm going through here, I'll just kind of show if I get any hits, because I usually do the overhead top thing. I don't have the dual camera thing going on with you can get from StreamYard. I'm sorry, I'm not paying for the extra camera. So pack number 2. Also, the big thing about this set was Matt Holliday was in the set. I was a big Matt Holliday collector for a long period of time. Not a lot of people might know that, but I was a huge Matt Holliday collector. And so his rookie card's in here. Yeah, no refractors yet. And again, I always like to hit base cards. Like I would love to hit just like a Jim Thome base refractor or atomic. The set itself is really cool. It used to be quite inexpensive. When Matt Holliday kind of went down the tubes a little bit, along with Alfonso Soriano, the set itself was kind of like took it back. A lot of people don't like that year's atomic refractors. Again, here's the Griffey compared to '98. We have this. I've had the philosophical debate with a lot of '90s collectors about why I like the '99 set, but a lot of people scoff at it compared to '98 because the '98 set is so beautiful. I agree. So here's a Derek Jeter base. There we go. I always keep the base cards of the stars just because I'm trying to, my thought is, like I just keep a whole bunch of them, and at some point I put them in dollar or in some cases $5 boxes, depending on what they are, and go to shows, and you'd be surprised at how many people just buy base Jeters and Griffies from the '90s for like $1 a piece. They're not, expensive, but they're kind of cool, and they have great designs. Here's a PC guy I just started. I just started collecting Jason Kendall again. I collected him when I was a kid, as he was a huge pirate for me back in the day. Brian Giles is another guy. I haven't started collecting him again, but Kendall, I think, definitely was a player that had a type of Hall of Fame trajectory. So he got hurt. If anyone's never seen Jason Kendall get hurt, it was in spring training, and it's pretty gruesome. If you're squeamish, I would not recommend watching that play where he gets hurt. It's pretty awful, and it really is kind of kind of like the modern equivalent of the Pirates. They have one of the best players, catchers in the game, and he gets a basically almost a career-ending injury, and the team itself never recovered from there. Again, Tom Glavine. This set's tough to hit stuff. I've said this a lot with '90s cards. For anyone collect the '90s, and Dwayne's right, collation's terrible. Don't be surprised if you don't get a hit, even if you're supposed to. I've opened up boxes of products that were supposed to have 1 or 2 hits in a box, and I've gotten 5 and I've gotten 0. It's so hit and miss. The '90s are a tough time. There is the Jeter best performer, so we've hit both Jeter's base cards. Now I have both of these refractors. I don't have either one of their atomics. There we go. There's our first Griffey best performers. It's a fun product. Again, I have the best performers atomic as well. So Dwayne, do you think there's going to be anyone with cool '90s cards? This has got to be the year, right, guys? We've been talking about it. The '90s collectors have been talking about this for at least 3 years. That there's going to be more '90s cards at the National this year. There's just got to be. They're letting some other dealers in. There has to be a better selection of '90s cards. Just because it just seems like it's such a big miss if they don't have it in there. Oh, this is a cool pack. All right. Got a first insert. We've got the Chipper Jones franchise best. not any of the refractors, but they are numbered. I always thought it's funny back in the 90s when they number cards. This is numbered out of 3,000. And then in the same pack, we got a base Frank Thomas. There we go. So yeah. So yeah, I think this has got to be the year, right? Like, and it's got to be just more than just like 89 upper deck Griffies, and like the stuff that's common. You know, there's got to be some dealers out there with some cool stuff, and not just not just Griffey and Thomas. Like, if I just see Griffey stuff, which I love Griffey stuff, I mean, I'm going to be disappointed because I'm working on some sets, and I would love to pick up a few cards from some sets I'm building. 99 Topps Stars and Steels, domed holographics, 97 Donruss Limited, 98 Man Refractors. Like, I've got most of the Griffies in those sets. I don't need the Griffies. I need some commons. That'd be awesome if I could build some sets while I'm there. All right. Nothing much there. The packs are hit and miss. I mean, this is why I think the 99 set is also kind of like, there's just no good rookies in the 90s. That's one thing about 90s products. Like, there is no amazing rookies. It's just, in most years, it's just, it's so far and few between, man. It's like until Ichiro hit and Pujols hit, it was like there was, like years there, like, where there wasn't a rookie. Like, okay, you have Roy Halladay, right? Okay, I mean, but he's not sitting, he's just a good rookie. I mean, his stuff does sell okay. Here is the bonds. So I pulled the bonds. I pulled a Griffey best performers, both Jeters. So I'm pulling a lot of the base cards, which I always like to do. But, we're here for the refractors. Now, the way this set works is if you pull a refractor, that's probably all you're going to get, the one refractor. If you pull the atomic, you can get two. Because from what even in 98, the atomics don't seem like they count towards your one refractor per box. It's kind of cool. It's like a bonus hit. Which, I think everyone would be happy with the atomic by itself. But no. So again, the 90s, like, this is the guy that was in like almost all rookie sets, Travis Lee and Ben Grieve. And, I mean, it's just, Kerry Wood would have been obviously a guy, if he would have stayed healthy, that would have been huge, right? Kerry Wood was, he's the schemes of today, right? His cards would have been huge if he would have stayed healthy. As a Cub, if they actually would have won that game, the Bartman game. Just a lot of stuff happened in the 90s where cards could have been great. I'm talking about rookies, and they never panned out. It always felt like something was holding these guys back. Ivan Rodriguez, I believe I have his atomic. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it just, a lot of these guys just didn't go above. I mean, you have Scott Rowland, right? A lot of people are like, yeah, he's very low on the Hall of Fame rank. Mentioning the Hall of Fame, I was at the Hall of Fame this last weekend with my daughter. We actually went to the ceremony because, in my opinion, we've got Dave Parker getting into the Hall of Fame this year. He's probably going to be the last Pirate to make it to the Hall of Fame, unless some crazy, veteran makes it in that I'm not aware of, like Al Oliver or something like that. I don't know if Al Oliver is going to get in, but Dave Parker could be the last Pirate for a long period of time because Brian Giles, Jason Kendall, and then Andrew McCutchen, are the best Pirates coming out of that time period. And I don't think McCutchen's going to make it, honestly. I just don't. I just think McCutchen's going to get into the Hall of Good. He just didn't hit those metrics for enough period of time. McGuire base, Chipper Jones base, Vlad base. So some good Hall of Famers in a row. But yeah, so I thought going to that to see Pirate being inducted to the Hall of Fame would have been the coolest, way to see it for the first time. I've never been there. I've lived in New York for 14 years. Never been to the Hall of Fame during induction ceremony. I just didn't know how. I've been to Cooperstown. Cooperstown is hard to navigate. It's hard to park. So I thought the during the Hall of Fame ceremony, it's got to be just a nightmare. They have a lot of lots to park in that trolley you over. There's a pay lot for $40. You can just walk in. And the event's free. You can sit anywhere you want except for in the seats. If you're a member of the Hall of Fame, you get to purchase a seat. When you see on TV, people sitting in those plastic chairs, they pay for those. But everyone else is free. So it's a cool event. But it is definitely not very expensive. You could literally go there, park for free, get a trolley over, attend the event for free, and never, so a lot of people just go there and tailgate. It's kind of crazy. They get there as early as possible to get a good spot, and they just kind of hang out. Okay, here's Roger Clemens. Here is Larry Walker. And then I actually mentioned the Hall of Fame. Here we go. Look at this guy, CC Sabathia. He was there. I watched him get in. And the big draw was Ichiro for this one. So Ichiro, he had a lot of jokes. Like he was very, he was definitely trying to come across as being, more personable than a lot of people were talking about. I didn't know he was funny. Like I've never really, I didn't pay attention to him as a career. I was more a Pirate fan, so I didn't really pay attention to him in Seattle. But evidently, he's pretty funny, and his Hall of Fame speech was awesome. So for people who went to the Hall of Fame, the thing that was crazy for the induction ceremony was there's very few vendors for anything. Like it's just food, the Hall of Fame gear, and they have some stuff for the players. But tag was there, and you could get your photo taken on a custom card. So me and my daughter, who went with me, got our photo taken on a custom card for tag. And it says Hall of Fame weekend, and they encapsulate it. So there we go. That is me and my daughter in a tag photo at the Hall of Fame ceremony. I'm holding one of those souvenir bats. And so they gave her a bat. And so we took our photo, and it's like a refractor or like cracked ice, which is it's kind of like the 98 Bowman atomic refractor, Dwayne. So there you go. We got that. Where's that? I mean, it's $40. But I thought $40 is worth it, to have something like that. So my daughter, for people who know me from Indiana, when I would set up at card shows every month, she would always come with me. She liked to go. I didn't have to force her. So she set up with me as a dealer, probably at least 20 to 30 times. My daughter has, like, she has, it's just, like as a comic book dealer, as a baseball card dealer, she set up at shows. I remember when we first went to Indiana and started setting up at shows, and she was like 3 or 4 years old. We would bring a DVD player in with us, and she'd watch Dora and cartoons. And then all of a sudden, all the kids that were at the show would go and watch it with her. And I have a photo of her with like 25 kids all huddled around her little DVD player watching Dora in like 19 or something like 2009 2010 time period. So pretty cool. She's always been, oh man, here's a hit, here's something cool. So she's always been willing to go with me to events. She's been with me to Boston to card shows. So only thing with her is like I have to, like, if we go somewhere and there's like a place she wants to go shopping, we go shopping. She went with me to the National in Atlantic City. And we had to stop on our way back at all the Atlantic City places to go shopping. So anyway, she's really good about it. She's a lot of fun. She's going to Vermont. She graduated this year. She's on her way to Vermont. I just paid the first semester tuition. So I'm selling a bunch of cards now. It's expensive. Frank Thomas mirror image, just the base. In the back, we've got Nick Johnson, another failed prospect, but we actually got our first second hit. We had the Chipper Jones card earlier, numbered out of 3,000. So again, I just think it's so funny when they number cards like in the 3 or 5,000s this late in the 90s, like 99. By 99, people knew like things that were numbered out of 3,000 weren't rare. uh, you know, yeah, like my first kid's in school, so in August we're gonna take her to Vermont. We're gonna have her. We bought her a fridge. We're doing all the stuff there. We're doing all the stuff now, getting her all of her stuff for college. So it's been very busy. Jose Cruz Jr. I wasted a lot of money on this guy. He was like a guy I prospected. In fact, I had one of his autos, early autos, and then here's a guy who actually Brad Lidge. Pretty darn good. But yeah, I wasted a lot of money on Jose Cruz Jr. He was like my first kind of failed prospect, honestly. I think I remember buying that auto thinking I'm just going to make a ton of money and this guy is going to be amazing. And then his career, just like Jose Guillen, I wasted a lot of money on Jose Guillen as a pirate collector as well. Okay, Tony Gwynn, and the thing about this set too is like you get double, so you get two, you get Tony Gwynn best performers, and you get the whole regular base card, so you get a lot of chances at. If you hit a refractor, you're going to have a chance of getting a lot of Hall of Famers because of how they do the set. So, it's just tough. Going to the National this year for me because I just came back from Chile, or Chile, as the locals, I guess, say it. I get in trouble for saying that. My kids don't like for me to pronounce things like the locals because I'm not local. So I'm not allowed to say Chile like that. But she being there for like almost a week, and then coming back and then going right to the National. I've been home for like less than a week, and I'm going to go to Chicago for 4 days. I'm getting old. I'm getting tired, man. Like the good thing with Chile is it's not a time zone issue, so. Don't have to change the time zone. You don't have to really do that kind of like massive, jet lag thing. So Greg Maddox. So we still haven't hit the refractor. So I'm really, I'm not getting concerned yet. But man, it would be a big bummer to go through a box of 99 Bowman's Best and I hit a refractor at all. But believe me, I have had my fair share of boxes that just never. Oh, okay. We got the refractor, guys. All right, here we go. So I'll try to reveal it like this. Let's see if we can not get too much glare. We got Kerry Wood. Got card sticking here. All right. Kerry Wood. Oop. Chipper Jones. Chip Ombers. You can see the refractor in the back. It looks like it's blue. Jeremy Johnby and Giuseppe Chiramonti. Woo! It's a base. It's number out of 400. Yeah. So, unfortunately, this is maybe one of the worst ones to pull in terms of just player recognition. I don't even remember this guy. I'm not sure if anybody remembers this guy. But look how cool the refractor is. It's a really cool card. Yeah. That is, so again, still get a chance of a hitting atomic. I had that crazy box, Dwayne, I don't know if you saw on my channel, where I opened a box of 98 Bowman's Best and hit like 3 atomic refractors and like 5 total refractors out of one box. I hit like it was either 98 Bowman Chrome or 98 Bowman's Best. But like, it was like I hit the Mickey Mantle refractor, the Mickey Mantle atomic refractor, a base atomic refractor, and another like refractor. It's just like a crazy box. Yeah. So pretty bad in terms of Giuseppe. So hopefully this isn't like a foreshadowing of my national trip because last year I had a good time. And again, I'm going to be on Saturday. I'm going to be at the vintage. Gotta say the T. trade night, then I'll be at the other trade nights. So, you know, if you're looking for something, let me know. You know, I've had a few folks hit me up because I picked up some pretty cool Frank Thomases lately, and I do have some doubles. So yeah, like, you know, Tony Gwynn. So yeah, like, you know, if you want something, I got that second Pulsar of Mike Piazza now, so that's a double. So I'm going to bring that with me. So I'm going to have some cool cards with me that are just, you know, they're not all going to be like $10,000 cards, but they'll be fun. I'm not going to pull the Jeff Wilson, and every card I bring with me is like $4,000 to $10,000. It bothers me. 53 maze. I still need it. I need a 53 maze too, Dwayne. It's one of the last mazes I need. Yeah, it's just, you know, so on the maze side of it, I need obviously the two rookies, 51 and 52 tops. I need 52 Bowman, 53 tops, 53 tops. 54 Bowman. I don't think I have a 55, but no, I don't have a 55 Bowman. I got 54 tops and 55 tops and 57 tops. So I need 56 tops now too. So I have like 5 or 6 cards I still need on Willie Mays. I'm down to 1 Hank Aaron. You know, I'm down to 1. I'm down to the rookie. So I could go all in on a rookie of Aaron. I could go all in on a really nice Mays card. I am thinking about selling my Jackie Robinson collection, and you know, not because I don't want to collect Jackie Robinson, but you know, you got to make choices, and I'm running out of ways to collect more Jackie. It's just so expensive. The collecting base for Jackie is so ravenous that it's such hard to get anything good for Jackie anymore. It feels like. And then he's got his obscure issues that you have to go and try to find have gotten just crazy expensive. So I'm like to the point where I just would rather maybe take the money I have in my Jackie cards and spend it on some more 90s cards or more pre-war. Like, you know, I'm still loving picking up the pre-war cards. So kind of, you know, I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, 10 grand for a 54 maze. I've got, you know, my 54 maze, I got it back here real quick. I'll show it to you. Got the National. Try not to knock any cards down. So this is my 54 maze. It's a 7. Try not to glare too much. So I picked my maze up at the National, you know, last time. So I felt like it was a great card. Very nice centering. It's got beautiful centering. It's one of the reasons I got it in the SGC holder because of the centering. And it was actually very reasonably priced. I felt like I was kind of shocked by the price of the National, honestly. Let me just put it this way. I got it below comps at the National, and it's centered. That doesn't ever happen. Like that's like saying like you found, you know, $1 million on the ground. Like perfectly centered 54 maze under comp at the National just never happens. And I was able to do it. I was just like, when he told me the price, I'm like, oh, I was just like, I can't believe that's okay. I'll just say, oh, another refractor, guys. Woohoo! To insert. So 2 refractors now. So here we go. Got Smoltzy. Biggio. Oh my God, I can't do the camera thing. Kearns. Here we go. There we go. And it's Derek Jeter, refractor. The franchise best. So these are numbered out of 1,000. See it there? See if I get a better picture of it. There we go. There we go. I don't actually have this card. So we hit a Jeter refractor, guys. I mean, that's hard. I mean, like for 90 standards, that's pretty hard to do. Yeah, Dwayne, it's a win. Like, you know, you usually you're getting like Giuseppe's. I'm getting Giuseppe a lot. I finally hit an actual player that people love to collect. Yeah, I mean there is a rare. I think there's a rare version of this card as well, but somewhere around 1,000. It's a decent card. It's got some good eye appeal. So our second refractor hit out of the box. So that's the thing is like this product is fun and I feel like that's a win. Like that makes the box very nice. All right, last card here. Oh, stuff's falling down everywhere. Last pack, guys. Appreciate you guys coming in, even or people coming in a little later and watching the video. I mean, I'm sorry I can't show every card on the screen. This is just a box to open for fun. I don't see any refractors, so no atomic, no Griffey base card. I'm stunned. What grade's on my 57 maze? Well, I'll show it to you. We're showing cards. I'll just show off a few of them. I'm going to talk about maze. So I've had this card for a long time. I'm going to take it out of here anyway and get rid of this sleeve because it just doesn't look good with the sleeve on for my holders because I don't plan on traveling with it. So it'll be a little easier, less glary. Here is my 57 maze. It's an 8. You can see it's very well centered. It's probably if I was gonna take all my maze cards together, it's probably the nicest 8 I own. Is my 57 maze. Now the second nicest one I have is this one right here, and this is the big dog. I own this card for a long time, and it very rarely comes up for sale. And it started to really go nuts. I have the 62 maze and an 8. Super hard to get, and it's a pretty nice 8. I'm trying to like show it off without it being too glary. So, yeah, I just maze. For me is like I lucked out. So the store in the 62 is like this. There was that brief time around 2018 for people who were in the hobby in 2018 when the rookie card, remember the whole rookie card artificial pricing that went way up. And then on the tail end of that, when all those cards started to crash, this card came up for auction. And so a lot of these dealers had all these cards that were going for under comp and starting to lose value. And during that time period, someone sold a 62 maze, and I was lucky to get in there, and it didn't bring hardly. I'm going to tell you, it brought under VCP price point back in 2018 for this card, because again, there was this huge sell-off of cards during that time period when people had bought these cards for just stupid prices, and then they started dumping them, and then people just quit buying because they had gotten so burned. People don't really remember that 2018 time period. Like, go back in VCP history, you'll see this, like a 55 Koufax or 54 Aaron or 55 Clemente. You'll see this like just huge spike for like 2 or 3 sales, and then just plummets, right? And I talked to dealers in 2018 because that's the year I also got my 55 Clemente rookie card back. I had sold it when I moved to New York, and the dealer that I got it from, when I bought it from him, he lost $10,000 on that card. That's how much he overpaid. They were dumping them because what they've done is a buying group had started running up all these key cards, mostly rookie cards, but these key cards to like crazy prices. Like, and it wasn't just one sale; it was like 4 or 5 sales in a row. And so dealers started to pay the comps, right, to get inventory. And these cards were going crazy. So like, all of a sudden, a maze let's say a 55 Clemente that was selling for like, and a PSA 8 was selling for like 20, 25, went to like 50 to 60. A 7 went from, let's say 12,000 to like 35,000, some crazy number like that, right? And so dealers started buying inventory based on those comps, and then the prices plummeted because it was artificial, and they were stuck with these cards. So to get their money back, they had to like generate some money, so they had to sell either at a loss, and then the industry itself, the confidence in the pricing was low at that time, and cards fell through the cracks. There's other examples of people who just bought, and like if you bought cards in 2018, you probably are sitting on some really. That's like also when I had my 33 Ruth, my 52 Bowman Mantle. Like I bought all of them around that same time period for a fraction of what the cards are worth today. I mean, I bought my 33 Ruth for $6,000. It's a 4, and I traded it at the time it was worth around 30 to 35,000. And that's just in like, that was around 2023, 2024. So like in 5 years, 6 years, that card went up from $6,000 to like $30,000. So it's just, if you bought that, you had a window, and I've missed windows in my lifetime many times, but I caught a window for that. Here's my 55. I think my 7's nice. I'm not probably going to upgrade it, but here's my 55 Maze. It's off center left to right. I know that, but it's still pretty nice. It's got great centering top to bottom. And then I also have a really nice. Here we go. I picked this up again a little bit before everything went up. A 58 Maze that's super well centered. Like, this is one of those cards where I'm like, what would that grade SGC? I'm like, I don't know. It's one of those cards I kind of wonder, like, would this card cross over? It's a great 58 Maze, honestly. That's the thing, is like, if you're in the card hobby long enough, you'll run into some cards. You'll also get screwed over on some cards. I mean, I did well on my, on some of those cards. I sold so many cards too soon. I mean, at one point I had PSA 7s, 54 Aaron, 54 Banks, 55 Clemente. I sold all 3 way too soon. So I probably got, I don't even want to talk about it. It's so painful to what I got for those cards. And my 54 Aaron and 54 Banks were really nice for the grade. So I'm still trying to get back that 54 Aaron. It's been 11 years since I sold it. So, but yeah, like, any card that you're looking for, Dwayne, like, give me a list, and if I see it, I'll hit you up. The National's so big. If you have people looking for you, scouting for you, it helps. An example of that was, I think 2 Nationals ago, I saw a 93 Frank Thomas refractor, 93 finest refractor, and one of the guys on the channel, I saw him at that subscribes. He saw me and he said, "Hey, we were just talking," and I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "If you see this card, let me know." And I said, "I saw one. It's right over here," and he bought it. And so, like, that's the network. You need to have a network. So there we go. So this is the card. Like, I'm always like, for what I paid to what it's worth today. I just, that's the one card that I own today that has gone up tremendously. I don't even know what the last one sold for, but it's a huge number compared to what I paid for it. So it's just one of those things, when you're in the hobby long enough, you'll catch a few. And hopefully you can find one, Dwayne. I mean, my Aaron is really nice too. and so is my Clemente. But I think the Maze is the nicest of all the ones I have. Is my 57 Maze is my nicest. Maze 8 I own. So yeah, but that's it. That's the box break. That's my 5th anniversary. Hopefully you guys had a good time. If you have any questions for me, let me know. But really, I just wanted to say thanks and have something fun to do for the National. If I ever let that go, well, Dwayne, if I ever let that go, I'll let you have first crack at it for sure. I mean, I'd rather sell cards to people I know who are collectors than dealers who are just going to flip them in 2 seconds. But anyone who's going to the National, I'll see you there on Thursday. I'll be there probably around 2 p.m. and I'll be there all weekend and staying over Sunday night. So hope you guys had fun. I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.